Andy paid off his house in 15 years, zero debt, total financial freedom. And it quietly cost him $380,000. When Andy bought his first house, he did everything the experts told him to do. He compared rates across 6 different lenders. He read every article on mortgage strategies. And he chose the 15-year mortgage because the math looked perfect. Lower interest rate, massive savings on total interest. And the best part? He would own his home completely. By his 43rd birthday, his coworker Cassie bought the exact same house in the exact same week. But she chose a 30-year mortgage. Everyone in the office thought she was making a mistake. Fast forward 15 years. Andy's mortgage is completely paid off. He has zero housing debt. Cassie still owes over $230,000. By every measure, Andy crushed it. Except he didn't. Andy made a decision that quietly cost him nearly $380,000. And Cassie? She is about to come out almost $400,000 ahead of him. To understand the trap Andy fell into, we need to talk about what most people never calculate. Opportunity cost. When Andy chose his 15-year mortgage, he wasn't just picking a faster payoff schedule. He was locking his money into an investment that returned exactly 5.71%. Every extra dollar he put into that house earned him exactly that. Nothing more. Now, 5.71% isn't bad, but here's the problem. The S&P 500 has returned an average of about 10% per year over the last century. Andy's 15-year payment was $2,651 a month. A 30-year mortgage on the same house would cost $1,993. That's a difference of $658 every single month. For 15 straight years, Andy took $658 of his income and buried it in the walls of his house, an asset earning 5.71%, when he could have put it somewhere earning 10%. And here's what the financial advice industry never mentions. Equity trapped in your house doesn't pay you a dividend. It doesn't compound. It just sits there, locked away, until you sell or refinance. Think of it this way. Andy's house is like a safe where you keep stuffing cash, but you welded the door shut. The money is technically yours, but you can't touch it and it barely grows. Now, before we meet the person who actually solved this, a quick warning. Because the obvious response is, fine, I'll just pick the 30-year mortgage and invest the difference. That's exactly what Andy's friend said. Same house, 30-year loan. His plan was to invest $658 a month into index funds. Brilliant on paper. But when he checked his account 15 years later, he had barely $30,000. What happened? Life. New tires 1 month. A vacation the next. A market dip that scared him into pausing contributions for a year. This is where most people get stuck. Andy's path means forced discipline but bad math. Marcus's path means great math but failed execution. Pick your poison. Unless you do what Cassie did. Cassie bought the exact same house, same year, with the exact same $320,000 loan. She chose the 30-year mortgage at 6.36%. But Cassie understood something about human psychology that Andy and Joe didn't. She knew she couldn't trust herself to manually invest the difference every month. She had watched too many friends make the same mistake. Good intentions. Zero follow-through. So she removed willpower from the equation entirely. The day after her first mortgage payment cleared, she set up one automatic transfer. $658. Every single month. Straight from her checking account into a separate brokerage account she deliberately made hard to access on her phone. She bought a single low-cost S&P 500 index fund. and she literally never looked at it again. No decisions, no temptation, no discipline required. The system did all the work. While Andy was proudly stuffing money into his walls and Joe was failing to stick to his plan, Cassie's account was quietly compounding in the background. Bull markets, bear markets, crashes and recoveries. She never touched it because she built the system, so she never had to. Let's run the scoreboard at year 15. Assuming 3% annual appreciation, the house is now worth $646,000. Andy, house paid off, no investments, net worth $646,000. Cassie still owes $231,000, but her investment account is sitting at $275,000, net worth $690,000. Cassie is already beating Andy by $44,000, and this is where the 15-year mortgage crowd always jumps in. They say, but wait, Andy has no payment now. He can invest his entire $2,651 for the next 15 years. They're absolutely right. So let's finish the race. Years 16 through 30. Andy goes all in. He takes his full $2,651 and invests it aggressively at 10% returns. After 15 years, he builds a portfolio worth $1.11 million. His house is now worth just over $1 million. Now look at Cassie. She just keeps doing what she's always done. Same $658 automatic transfer. Same index fund. But here is the mathematical magic. That $275,000 she built in the first 15 years never stopped compounding. It kept growing exponentially for another 15 years, while she kept adding to it. By year 30, her house is paid off too, same value, but her investment account has exploded to $1.48 million. Cassie's total, $2.49 million. Cassie finishes almost $380,000 ahead of Andy. Same house, same loan, same monthly cost. The only difference was which door she walked through and the fact that she automated the discipline she knew she would need. Andy thought paying off his house fast was winning. What he actually did was concentrate all of his wealth into a single illiquid asset that couldn't compound and returned less than the broad market. Cassie picked liquidity, flexibility, higher returns. And she removed the one variable that destroys most financial plans, herself. The 15-year mortgage is not the ultimate disciplined move the internet says it is. It is the choice you make when you believe forced savings at 5% beats trusting a system to capture 10%. If you know you're someone who will spend the difference, the 15-year mortgage might actually save you from yourself. That's okay. Know yourself. But if you can build what Cassie built, if you can set up that one automatic transfer the day after you close and never touch it for 30 years, the math is not even close. The real question was never whether you can afford the 15-year payment. The real question is, can you afford not to automate the alternative? Before you go, think about this for a second. Andy and Cassie started at the exact same place. Same job, same house, same income, same neighborhood. The only difference between them was one decision made on one afternoon at one bank. And that single decision compounded for 30 years into almost $400,000. That's the power of automation. Not willpower, not discipline, not working harder. Just one system set up once and left alone. You don't need to be smarter than Andy. You don't need to be more disciplined than Joe. You just need to build the system before your brain talks you out of it. If you want to know exactly which index funds Cassie used to build her automated system, I break it all down step by step in this video right here. And if you found this video useful, do me a favor and share it with one person who is about to buy a house. It might save them hundreds of thousands of dollars. They'll thank you later. Click it now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.